You own a bump stock, correct?
Actually, I made my own. I 3D printed it, which makes this even more egregious that I have to now destroy something that's so near and dear to my heart.
So the 90-day deadline is today. So what are you going to do? Are you going to give it to the government? Are you going to destroy it yourself? What's the choice?
Yeah, I destroyed it myself. I cut it into the 5 pieces that the ATF tells you have to cut it into, and apparently that's it. The amazing thing is, as I said, I 3D printed it, so I was able to have a machine build it for me. I actually had to expel more effort to destroy it than I did to make it. So the interesting thing is, we now live in a country where it's harder to destroy a machine gun than it is to build one.
Right, and hold that up if you don't mind another second, so that our viewers can see this. I mean, you can see this on the screen. It is a piece of plastic. This is
Yeah.
not. It's a piece of plastic that you made. So. There's a couple of problems here. I mean, I'm not a firearms aficionado. I know enough to protect my right to keep and bear arms. I'm a responsible adult citizen who knows how to operate a firearm safely and legally. But if we're talking about the legal aspect of this is legal and unconstitutional gymnastics. The way that the Trump administration and the Department of Justice went about doing this, they had to redefine what a fully automatic or what a machine gun is, correct?
Exactly. So when this law was passed in the 1930s, they basically, Congress just defined what a machine gun is, a fully automatic gun, and what a semi-automatic gun. And it's a very simple test that's lasted all this time. If you pull the trigger and only one bullet comes out, it's not a machine gun. What this latest ban from the Trump administration does is creates kind of a gray area where if you have a piece of plastic on your gun and you pull the trigger and one bullet still only comes out, they're now trying to define that as a machine gun, which, as you said, it's legal gymnastics. And it's threatening to all of our rights when you think about it, because if they can go after this, something that the ATF under the Obama administration cleared, they studied it and said Americans are legally allowed to own it. If they can just willy-nilly decide to ban this, force people to either destroy it, surrender it, or face 10 years in prison, what are they going to do for the rest of our guns, right? And if it really is as simple as they're now trying to define semi-automatic weapons, which the majority of guns sold in the United States today are, if they're trying to define those as automatic weapons, something that Congress chose not to do explicitly, then that's a pretty bad slippery slope.
It is a very bad slippery slope. Also, the penalty for this, the 10 years in prison that you said, that's twice as much as you could get if you take a loaded firearm into an elementary school. You can only get 5 years for that, 10 years for this.